Hi everybody and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your health, fitness, mindset and body from where you are right now to being absolutely unstoppable. And today I want to talk to you about attitude is everything, because I have discovered through many years that I've walked around with not a great attitude. And for the early part of my life, I was feeling all the things that I'm about to run through. Things like being stuck, no direction, getting the same results, feeling empty inside, feeling sad, passionless, being unproductive, being unsuccessful by whatever criteria you make up for yourself at that particular point in time. And over decades, it certainly didn't happen to me in a hurry, but I worked out that I needed to change my attitude. I needed a new attitude because attitude is absolutely everything. If you have the right attitude about the way you approach everything, doesn't everything just look better, feel better, is better? But if you walk around thinking about why is this happening to me, playing the victim, always blaming someone else for, pardon me, for something not going right, or blaming the fact that all the planets aren't lining up for you at the one time, so that's why that's not happening, thinking everybody else is luckier than you are. Well, I used to think like that too, but then I discovered that I wasn't moving forward with that attitude. And if you want to have a look at any particular area in your life, whether it's your relationships, whether it is your health and your fitness, your body, whether it's your business, whether it's your financial situation, whether it's just a hobby that you really want to get better at, then there's a reason why you are stuck where you are, or you're not perhaps where you need to get to. And maybe you do have a good attitude, but maybe you need a new attitude towards it so that you can get there faster. Maybe there is just some things that are not lining up for you. You're not doing the right things in the right order. Let's face it, if we took the recipe for a cake, for instance, and we put them all out on the table and we said, okay, let's just put everything together and then bake it, and we should get the world's best cake because it's the world's best recipe. Is that true? No, not necessarily. Why? Because it's the order that you do things. It's the way that you do it. The length of time that you may have to mix or something like that. You can't just put the flour and the eggs and the milk and God knows whatever else goes into a cake and just stick it in the oven without mixing it up. You've got to do it in the right sequence so that you can get the right outcome. And if you do that consistently over and over and over again, if you follow that recipe, what do you get? You get the same cake each time, assuming that you're using the same oven and all that kind of stuff, the distribution of the heat and the pan and all that kind of thing. But you got what I'm talking about. You'll get a consistent result. So it may be that you are doing some of the right things, but maybe you're doing them in the wrong order. And maybe you need to take a fresh look at it, stand back and say, hang on, I need a new attitude to this. Because where things started to change for me was when I said, gee, I feel passionless. I'm not passionate enough about what it is that I do. And I spoke about this a few days ago, but my world changed when I realized that perhaps one of the reasons that I'm not as far ahead as I want to be is because of that. So I said to myself, maybe that's what's holding me back. Maybe if I was more passionate, then other things would open up for me because I'm digging within myself. And I felt that I was not pushing myself hard enough. I wasn't digging in deep enough to my soul to pull out everything that I have inside me to communicate with people. I used to be a very quiet person. I wouldn't say things, I'd be a deep thinker, but I wouldn't get those things out. Why? Because I was scared. I thought people would make fun of me. I thought people would laugh. I thought I'd make a fool of myself. So I didn't say anything. I just kept it to myself. And I found as I got into relationships, I did the same thing. I just built all these things up, but I never actually said anything about it, what my true feelings were. I just, kind of hid that away and just moved on. But that's not the right thing to do, is it? So what was unstoppable in me was my hunger. I was hungry to grow further, hungry to do better, hungry to get that next step along, Always looking for some way that I can make today better than yesterday, this week better than last week, this month better than the last month, this year better than last year. Always looking for those things that I can do across all areas of my life. Not necessarily doing them all at once, but having that mindset, that attitude to everything that I do. How do I get better at this? And if I fail, then what do I learn from it? What's the opportunity from this? How do I grow from this failure so that it doesn't happen again and I can do things better next time? So when I decided that I wanted to become more passionate, I mean, you can go back and have a listen to that podcast because I talk in more detail about it. But the way that I approached it each day was I needed to have a new attitude. I needed to have that attitude to grow. So everything that I just said to you about me wanting to grow all those areas of my life, I didn't used to be like that. But I said, if I've got the attitude of growing every day and being passionate every day and conditioning myself to do those things every single day, taking action every single day, and I have that attitude to doing those things daily, then things just have to change. Because why? Not just because I'm doing them, it's because I'm going to keep changing so that everything works. And if it doesn't work, I'll keep changing until it does. The key was my attitude every day to say, this is a new day. There's a new opportunity here. Let's see what I can do. Let's see what great things that I can do better today compared to yesterday. And sometimes it's a hard slog. It's not a case of just making that decision today. So at the time of recording this, it's late at night. I won't wake up tomorrow and it's just bang. Oh, wow, look, everything is working. It doesn't work like that. It took me 10 years to get to where I am right now and feeling more confident about the things that I do. Because I've worked so hard to get to this point. I've had so many different failures of doing things, hitting my head against the wall, thinking, man, why does this continue to not work? I'm changing it. But I didn't give up. I said, no, have a different attitude, or have that same attitude of growth and getting better every day. Because when you've got that, nothing can kill it. It doesn't matter what's going on around you, you will still come out on top. Because nothing's going to stop you. Your attitude is everything. When I realized that and started implementing those things, life did change for me. But as I said, it took 10 years to get to where I am now. It didn't take 10 years for me to see that things are working, but I probably did things for at least 12 to 18 months and thinking, surely this has got to work at some point. And I wasn't just doing the same things over and over. I was doing a whole range of different things and improving and tweaking, but I realized that I was building this momentum. And in listening to so many different people that are highly successful, the coaching, reading books, listening to podcasts, watching movies, doing all of those sorts of things, realizing that success isn't just going to come like that. And people have so many setbacks, so much hardship to get to where they are right now. Those highly successful people, which is what I wanted to be. I wanted to take their principles and say, well, if it's working for them, and there are so many common threads of success through highly successful people, whether they be the most successful sports people on the planet, whether they be the most successful financially, in terms of wealth on the planet, whether it be a whole range of different areas that are way more successful than me, then there are common threads with all of those things. And I thought, surely if I take these things, I embed them in myself, I condition myself to do these things every day, and I have the right attitude, then that's going to change my life. And it has. And the irony of all this is the very first book that I picked up. If you're a long-term listener, you would have heard me mention this before. I picked it up when I was, I think either 16, 17, something like that, in a local newsagent in a country town where I lived. And it was called Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude. I still have that book today. My only regret is that I read the first few chapters of the book and I never finished it back then. Because if I had have kept going and I had kept this hunger for inspiration and motivational books at the time, I think that would have really helped progress my life so much further than I am now. But now I love the reading. I'm searching for books that are going to help me, different content all the time, so that I can grow and I can keep that attitude A+. If I can do it, you can surely do it, and you'll probably do it better than me. But I want you to hear this. Your attitude is everything. I'm going to run through these points again that I said before. Maybe right now you feel stuck. Maybe you're getting the same results. They're just not getting to where you want to. Maybe you've got this empty feeling inside because maybe you don't have that passion. Maybe you're in the wrong profession. Maybe you need a break. Something is not right inside. And that can lead to sadness as well, because you've got this emptiness. Things just are hard. Last year was a hard year. But I'll come back to that in a second. Maybe you do feel like you're passionless. Maybe there is something in you right now that says, I'm being really unproductive. I go to bed each night and I'm not satisfied with my output from the previous day. And that's leading to me being unsuccessful. Now that's a tricky one, because you need to determine what success looks like for you. But see, with all of that and my new approach to life over a decade ago, with that right attitude, I looked at last year and said, I wish I could have a year like last year, because all that hardship brought out the best in me. It brought out this great attitude every single day as to how can I serve my clients better, my fitness family, my coaching clients, my children, myself. How can I do it better? And that opened up so many different opportunities for me to create this incredible year last year, my most successful ever. I've just had my most successful March ever, just finished. Amazing feeling to know that, wow, all this work that you've put in for all these years is finally starting to reap rewards. It's so incredibly powerful. It all comes from having that right attitude. The attitude that it doesn't matter what comes your way, COVID, the next pandemic, whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is, you are going to come out on top, because you're a winner, you're in the top 1%, you want to keep striving for success, you want to keep looking at that attitude. Make sure that it's A1, A+, every single day. And if you're feeling some of those things I just mentioned, then maybe you need to take a step back and have a look at your attitude each day and say, something's got to change in here. Maybe it starts with me, maybe it's my attitude. I want you to stay safe and have a great day wherever you are in the world. If you want to connect with me, go to thementaltoughnessandbodyshow.com, opt in for a free consultation, and let's connect. Let's start a conversation. See you tomorrow.